Some statistics I want to talk about in the psychology of online events is I've always been studied how people learn and how their brain works. And part of that's from when I was working with the University of Washington iLabs years ago, and helping them get their message out. And you've all heard about Zoom fatigue, and you've all heard about how tired people are, especially teachers and students, after they're on Zoom class all day. And that's because our brain has two sides to it, as you all know. And when I'm looking at 20 screens on a monitor, the visual cues that I'm used to seeing when I'm in a meeting room with folks are a lot harder for my eyes to perceive when I'm looking at a bunch of screens of video. And that's why you get tired, is because you're trying to get visual cues from people that you really can't receive when you're on a virtual event. Maybe some of you have heard that people have started to turn off their monitors, turn off their video cameras. And that's because they're trying to get that one part of their brain that can focus on the data being pushed forward through this medium and getting it to retain in their brain. And there's statistics now, not really in the events world. I'm not really following it because that's not really scientific, but in the teaching world. So this is some studies that we're going to get pushed into the chat here in a bit. One is from Cyber Scholars about Zoom fatigue, and it's really video fatigue. They call it Zoom fatigue because that's the major product out there. But 40% of what you would normally learn in a class is not hitting the right part of your brain because of Zoom and Zoom fatigue, and because I'm focusing on all of the windows in front of me. And then another thing is that we've learned more and more, and these studies are from late in the year, so they're a little more realistic than the ones we all looked at back in June. But almost 50% are still looking for better engagement and interactivity to create a sense of engagement. And that's why our guests are going to talk to us in a bit about some of the things we did with them and that they've done for events that they've been working on.